Every day, there are incredible preparedness deals floating around the internet, but who has time to dig through dozens of websites to find them? That's why we created Prepperfinds.com, your one-stop site for the best prepper deals online. Our team scans the web, finds the biggest discounts on survival gear, food storage, water filters, radios, and more, and posts them in one easy place. No more wasting hours searching or missing out on limited time sales. At Prepperfinds.com, you'll see the best deals every single day, so you can save money while stocking up on what really matters. Check it out today at Prepperfinds.com. Bookmark it, visit daily, and never miss a deal that could keep your family prepared. That's Prepperfinds.com, where smart preppers shop.
Survive, thrive, stay alive. It's time to get prepared with the Prepping Academy podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Prepping Academy. I am Forrest. Thank you for joining me. So much going on, guys. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk today, wherever you are, about choosing land for your preparedness. We can call this a bug out location. We can call this, it's just choosing, sometimes buying, sometimes partnering, sometimes begging. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. Hey, there's so many announcements going on, guys. You guys need to join us over at not Prepping Academy. Well, you can. That's the preppingacademy.com's the website for the show. But a lot of our announcements will be on preppernet.com. We got a big movie premiere coming up that we're partnering with. All this stuff will be coming out. And hey, hope you can join us and learn more about that. I'll give more information. It may happen so quick, I may even have to redo this podcast and add it in by the time that this podcast will be out in like a couple days. So anyway, this is about choosing land for preparedness. Buying land used to be simple. You go out in the country where no one was there. You find out who owns, the 6 acres or whatever, and you buy it. You throw a few $1,000s down and you buy it. It's out in the middle of nowhere. You got some acres. You're all good. Really doesn't work that way anymore, guys. It's totally changed. It does not work. It's never that simple anymore. It doesn't happen. That is buying land is a much bigger thing these days. Hard to find the right land, hard to find location for the right land. In 2026, choosing wrong land could actually cost you. It could be painful if you don't do your research. A development's going to happen right next to you? Well, we're out in the middle of the country. Things like that happen these days, and less likely, many years ago. So today I'm going to walk you through what changes, what to avoid, key factors most people will completely miss. And I do this all the time for groups in my consulting company. So yeah, pretty excited about sharing some of this knowledge with you guys as well. So again, my name is Forrest Garvin. I've been a prepper consultant, run Preppernet, do online teaching. I do all kinds of stuff, but I've been doing consulting for over 13 years. And we're talking with hundreds of groups. So I have a little experience. And so I'm not saying I'm the expert, but I am writing a book on it. And it's called The Complete Guide to Survival Groups. It's not going to be out in the next few months. So don't rush out and look for it. It's not, it's a long time in the making. So this episode is going to save you from making expensive mistakes. I've so many groups, literally had a group, bought some land, wrong side of the mountain. I kid you not, the wrong side of the mountain. They literally can't even do solar. And I'm like, oh goodness, people, the sun doesn't, their property faces the northwest, and the way the mountains are, it very little sunlight. And in the winter, very little, not any very good sunlight. Anyway, that was tens of thousands of dollars they wasted. And more people just in general are moving out of the city into the rural land. Who wouldn't? Who wants to live in New York or Charlotte or Atlanta or Houston? People want to live out. Only the young kids want to live in the city these days. And young kids, I mean, under 30. So a lot of, let's be fair. Let's think about this. The pandemic literally changed a lot of people's minds. Literally got a lot more people in like, yeah, I don't need to be in the city. If I'm out in the house, out in the country, I just need toilet paper. And people are working remote a lot more, so they don't need to be in the city. And a lot of people like literally became more prepper mindset. I mean, well, maybe we should put some toilet paper back, Nancy, so we don't have to go to the five and dime store or the dollar store, we'll say, and get some toilet paper when everybody else is getting toilet paper. So, and also these days, land is not hidden. You remember, 30 years ago, you might not, but maybe you do. You drive out in the country, you're like, gosh, man, there's nothing here. It's not like that anymore. It literally is just not like that. Everywhere you go, there's people everywhere. Prices have gone up. Like land's a good investment, I guess. It keeps going up and up and up. And you're like, dang, I need to get some property before it gets up to $1 million an acre. So, but prices are up, but not all land is equal. You can find land cheap. You're like, why is this only like $1,000 an acre? It might not have, the right things on the land. It could be a train track going through your backyard. It might not have water. The soil may be bad. Might not be able to perk, meaning put like a sewer. Because if you're in the country, you're probably not going to get sewer or water. You're going to have to, find your own or drill down and get some, which is fine. It's easy. Just costs more money. And you want that as a backup for sure. But land is just different these days. I'm just telling you, it's different. Infrastructure matters. When you buy that land out in the middle of nowhere, it used to be, this is a good thing. You go out 15 miles outside the city, you're not getting the internet. Well, that's changed. You don't need any wires going to your house these days. All you need is, the Elon Musk, I'm forgetting this Elon Musk, the satellite system. You know what? I'm going to have to look at this up. It's called, what's it called? Come on. Oh, Starlink. Gosh. That was a little brain fart there. Sorry. Can I say that? Yeah. So Starlink, you can even get like a passive service now for almost nothing. It's crazy how great that is. I don't know if you guys know, but T-Mobile uses Starlink now as a backup for data and phone calls. And their T-Mobile's advertisement is, we're in every zip code in the United States. That's right. They are. But you got to make sure there's water. You got to make sure, that everything that you need, you got to have road access. You don't even need, like I said, you don't need internet, but power. I mean, off-grid is great. Okay, I want to do off-grid. Yeah, but it's awful great to have power when you just, when things just work, when the grid's on. Property's less isolated. Literally, go find a piece of property anywhere in the Southeast or the East Coast where you don't have, 15, 30, 40 neighbors around you. So it used to be, we like to go to a place where there's no one within a mile. Man, you can't do that anymore. Now it's like no more than 100 people within, a few miles. So you got to change your thinking and your process of that. If you haven't been out of the city, it's changed. People are moving out, and it's just, it's different. Can you still find places? Absolutely. You sure can, but urban areas are becoming, they're moving out of the urban areas into the country. Because again, if you're driving into work one day a week, Oh, I can drive an hour. And I have friends that do that. They'll drive an hour to work because they only go in one day a week nowadays. And also know someone that one of my friends just moved to somewhere in, where is that? Sumter, South Carolina. But his office is in Charlotte. That's like 2.5 hours away. But he doesn't have to go in to work. First of all, I wouldn't move to Sumter, South Carolina, but he did. And it wasn't for prepping reasons. So don't be going looking for him. So some things to avoid when looking at land. The most important thing about land is water. Can you get water from the city, the county? If you can't, you need some experts. You need to go talk to the neighbors. You got well water. How far did they drill down? Has it ever, what's issues with it? Because if a neighbor can get water, usually you can get water most of the time. But the depth of the water and the quality of the water all matters. But water is really, really important if you're buying land. It'd be almost crazy to buy land these days that doesn't have water because wells aren't guaranteed. They're not. They're not. And it might not rain enough to catch all the water you need as well. I'd hate to live on that system. You got to have a well, or you got to have, the city or county water. You got to have both, really. Let's be honest. So no water means no long-term survival. Plain and simple. So too remote. There are places up in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee and Virginia. You're like, well, it's only like 200 miles. But yeah, it takes you 6 hours to get there because of the roads. Some places are too remote that, when people die there, other people don't learn about it until family members miss them. There's some remote places up there in the mountains. And I speak of that because I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina area, literally a town outside of Charlotte. But I used to live up there. I used to live in a town called Spruce Pine, North Carolina. There's some hollers in there. I wouldn't even, during the daytime, I wouldn't drive down there. It's too dangerous. I'm just saying. Just saying. You seen moonshiners? Yeah, come on. You know what I'm talking about. So it's too remote. Maybe there's no access or the roads can be washed out, or if it's winter, you can't get up there because the roads are, always got snow on them. Yes, that happens in the mountains of Tennessee and Virginia and North Carolina. Absolutely, all the time. Could you put snow chains on or tires or get a snowmobile? You can. There's always a fix, but that fix usually costs money. Bad soil. That's one of what people always talk about. Bad soil. I'm not a soil kind of guy, and I'm going to explain this. And you're gonna hate me for this, and you're gonna disagree with this, but okay. So I've interviewed about 15 people that have had to survive during a grid down, civil war. One of them, Selko from Bosnia. They weren't growing stuff for 2 years. They didn't grow crap. They didn't. He talks about in the podcast, you can go listen to it, that a little fruit would come up on the plant and someone would pick it and eat it before it even got ripe, because they knew there were nutrition, it had a nutritional value at part of it. And he talked about that a lot. And I'm like, dang, there's no growing food for a year afterwards. So these people that think they're going to go farming and they're going to have pigs and they're going to have cows and they're going to survive, that's what they call tomorrow's supermarket. Yeah. When your local Kroger, Harris Teeter runs out of food or Food Line, people can go to the nearest, they know where all the pigs are. They know where all the cows are. They see it on satellite. They drive by it all the time. And you tell me how you're going to stop 50 people that want a cow of yours. You're not. And live through it. So I'm not a big, farm animal guy on the retreat. I do rabbits. We do chickens, but nothing else. And we're like, well, how are you going to survive and eat? It's called storage. It's called freeze dried. Well, what about growing food? Yeah, we don't grow food on our retreat at all. Zero. I've had a retreat for 25 years. Longest known survival group that Jonathan Hollerman, Charlie Hogwood, longest one we know of. I've had it for 25 years, and we're not going to grow any food on ours. This is going to be dark and sound really bad, but I'm going to tell you the truth because this is what I do. Why don't we have farmland on our retreat? Because first of all, we don't want to grow it. We don't want people to know that we have resources there. We don't want people to see it on camera, on satellite, that we have rows of crops. We don't want people to know that. We don't have that. So we have enough food to survive a few years. We have good food, freeze-dried food. Then we have the bulk, freeze-dried, rice, beans, that kind of stuff. We have everything we need to survive years. Why? Because we've had 25 dang years to buy the right food and to just dollar cost average and just buy over time. That's what you need to do. And so we have enough food. Why? And we don't want to grow it because we don't want to put ourselves in danger. But let me say this. This is the dark side of this. They say at EMP, 90% of the people will die. Government says that in the EMP Commission report. Yeah, after a year, you can go pick any house you want to move into. I know that sounds bad, but imagine if you're out in a rural area, small town, and 90% of the people, let's say that 60% of the people die there. That means there's a lot of houses and land available that no one owns anymore, and you can go and take over their little plot of land. Everybody's like, that's wrong. I can't believe. Listen, the EMP Commission report says 90% will die if the power goes out and they can't get it back on. 90%. Our own government says that. That means roughly 90% of the homes, is going to be vacant. Hey, let's take a quick break.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from Preparedness for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at preppernet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at preppernet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.
Think about that. Why do I need to grow crops when people are fighting to stay alive and they're looking for food and they stumble on my retreat and they see no food? They just keep moving on. We encourage them with a couple of rifles. We just tell them, we have no food. We have nothing for you. So farmland is not very important to me in the groups I work with. I usually convince people that all the time. They're like, you're right. Listen to the Selco interview. And what was her name? I interviewed her. She was from Venezuela. Same thing. She goes, yeah, she goes, you couldn't grow anything because you're putting seeds in the ground. She goes, it would put your life in danger. And I'm like, yeah, it would. So anyway, that's my thoughts on land. You may have never thought about that. You may think that's the worst thing in the world I said, but to me, that's the truth of the matter from all my research. You don't want to grow food during a time of people are starving to death. You just need to have it already, okay? And you don't need to have it all in one place either. But I know I digress. We're talking about land. So anyway, the soil is not that important to me. Yeah, and don't buy something based on fear. Well, this one's coming up. I should buy this one because a lot of people did that during the pandemic. They bought land when the pandemic was going on, thinking, hey, at least we'll have a place to pull our camper into or something. Yeah, if you wait that long, that's not planning. And it will cost you a lot of money and you'll make a lot of mistakes and you've let your family down. Yeah, I said it. You let your family down because you're supposed to protect your family, husband and wife. And if you wait till the last minute and you're trying to get things done, you weren't planning. And yeah, that will come back to bite you every single time. So the worst land decisions that you make are based on fear and emotions. Don't do that. Do that when things are going good. You don't buy land. Go talk to Farmer Joe that lives 68 miles outside of town and say, Farmer Joe, dude, worried about stuff happening. I can bring resources and people and we can protect your land if we can do a partnership. Or homesteader Nancy and her husband say, hey, we need a place. You need people to protect your place. We'll be self-sufficient. You just find people out in a rural area that want to partner, and then you pull your weight. You do what you need to do. So, again, most important I believe, is water. Also, direction of the sun. Maybe resources like trees, some things that you can use to protect yourself. Maybe a pond, not a big pond. A pond big enough for water, but not that's away from the house, but not big enough for a lot of fish because you don't want people to come out there and, try to fish your land. You just want it to be, you can even cover it up. I've seen people have covers for their ponds. We're talking like a tarp that's like 40 by 30 tarp, and they'll cover a little pond up. Needs to be defensible. The terrain, access, roads, how many houses are nearby, how many people live near your land. The less amount of people, the better, most cases. Unless you need people, y'all can bond together, form a tribe, protect the community. Matter of fact, I'm going to kind of take a right turn real quick. The community is the most important thing. The community, a tribe, a survival group is your most important prep. By far. Like if we put this on a scale of 1 to 100, a tribe, a survival group is 100. Food is 50. I mean, literally. I mean, it's that much more important. Now, you're going to have food. I mean, just don't think you're not going to eat. But, get your food, but you got to have a community. Matter of fact, Selco, don't want to bring him up all the time, but he'll tell you. He didn't have a tribe beforehand. Worst mistake he made. He says that. He survived Bosnia, sleeping in a bombed-out building, not carrying anything with him that he owned. He said if you carried something, every day people would stop you with a more powerful gun or more people and search your body over to steal it. So you didn't carry anything. He goes, they come up to your building and search you there every day. And he goes, it gets old. You have to hide your stuff. So community, most important, it's got to be defensible. You got to have water. And you got to say, can I live here? I mean, can we survive here? I mean, is it on a fault line? Is it, too high up in the mountains? We freeze to death. You just got to think through these things and think ahead of time. That's what I'm trying to encourage you to do, is think about this ahead of time. Are there exits? If I have to bug out from my bug out, where would I go? How would I get there? If someone's coming up the road, it's the only way in. How do I get out? Because life is more important than protecting stuff that you have. I mean, there's a caravan of 15 cars coming up, and they're all loaded, and you got a family of 7. You probably need to leave. That means don't have all your resources in your property too. Have it stationed somewhere else. A good video that Southern Purple One does about how to stash supplies different places on your property. Distance from a major city, distance from a place that might get bombed, a distance from the place where people may go and gather. Good books to read is like 1 Second After is a good one to kind of help you kind of get the location and what goes on. Locker 9 series is a good series. That's by, oh my gosh. I do have all these Franklin Horton, Locker 9, love that series. I wrote a book called The Preparedness Roadmap. Good book to start. Get you start thinking of the things that you need and where to keep them, how to place them and all that kind of stuff, how to take care of them. But land. So you got to think of 3 options with land. One is you buy it. One is you rent it or lease it. Or 3, you partner with someone that already owns the land. Now, if you do the 4th, I don't recommend the 4th. Well, we're just going to go take over that campground. Well, you and about 15 other rednecks may think that as well. Well, we're going to go to that abandoned house, 8 miles out of town. Well, other people may be thinking of that. Well, we're going to just go, go live in the woods. No, you're going to die in the woods. Don't do that. Literally, it is peace right now in America. You need to do this now. Get started. Because it doesn't happen in a week. It didn't happen in a month. It didn't happen in 6 months. If you start today and then 6 months later, you have everything planned out and a place to go, you're doing really good. So that's why you need to start now. You need to ask, wherever that place is, can I survive here? Can I defend this place? Could friends and family come here? Could I have a group here? Could we all survive here? Some of the more difficult questions is going to like family land. It's easy to think about, but the family, once you go there sometimes, once you go to family land, someone that's owned the land for 50 years, you're the expert because they're not. Are they going to give control over to you? How are you going to manage that? When Fred has owned this farm for 15 years now, and you show up having all the knowledge, and Fred's just thinking, okay, guys, we're going to have a couple bad weeks. And you're like, no, Fred, it's not going to be like that. Then there could be issues there. So you need to coordinate, put some rules down, get some handcuffs. Okay, no, that's a joke, maybe. But you got to be ready for this. You got to think this kind of stuff through. Who's coming? Who you bringing with you? What size of property do you need? Who are your neighbors? So one example I gave in the last podcast, I kind of got some feedback on that, and actually more positive than negative, which was good. So there's a bed and breakfast I've been to in the mountains of South Carolina would be a perfect bug out retreat. I just happened to do some scouting and some research and found out that the owner actually lives in Florida. And they come up very few times to that place, that Airbnb in the mountains of South Carolina. Could that be a good place to go and use it as a bug out location? I mean, you're only going to protect it for the family, right? For the guy in Florida, the only thing you're doing is protecting it. But what if you went to the city right near there, rented a storage shed, put all your supplies in there? When you bug out and go up there, and maybe you rent it for the weekend, you go online real quick before the power goes out, or, and you rent it for a week or a couple nights. Go get your supplies at the storage unit, show up at the place, and now you're there to protect that for the family. They'll be so appreciative of you doing that for them. You know the land, you've given them money in the past. And you protect them, you protect it for them. Great location. That's just an option. I'm just saying, do you know that you can go every single day of your life and find out if a bed and breakfast has someone staying in it or not? You can literally find out if someone's staying there tonight. Because if there's no one staying, they'll let you reserve it. Now, I'm not suggesting you do this unless you do that to help that family to protect their property. Just saying. So anyway, my challenge to you is just get moving on this. Do this now. Times are going to get tough. Times we're going to have trials, things could come, and you need to be ready. If you're a Christian, the Bible demands you be ready to take care of your family. Matter of fact, the Bible says, if a man can't take care of his own family in the times of need, he's worse than the unbeliever. Don't do that's the only time it says that in the Bible. Don't be that. It's like insurance. Every year you pay insurance for your house. You pay $10,000 insurance for your house. Maybe $5,000. That's a lot of money. Have insurance for your life in some kind of property, or partner with someone, or show up to Farmer Joe's, but make sure he knows you're coming so you can protect him. So guys, I will end with one thing here. Not really. If you have questions, I do this for a living. Been doing it for a living for years. You can go to preppersconsulting.com. That's preppersconsulting.com. Preppers with an S, consulting.com. That's my website. You can send me a message there. You can book a call with me. I charge for that. Sorry. You can go to preppernet.com and start looking and find your tribe in your area, meaning people of like-minded people. We have 100 and some thousand people. You can go and start finding some that lives on your road, your street, your town. Again, that's preppernet.com. Then you'll click a link there to actually join our online community. And Prepper Consulting is if you have questions about some land, if you need consultants for us to come look at your land, help you put, everything together. That's what I do. Been doing it for well over 100 families, and I can do it for you. If I don't have the expertise, I can bring in Charlie Hogwood, Jonathan Hollerman, Scott Hunt, Southern Prepper. I can bring in all the experts, and no matter what you need, that's what I do. So, but I hope this is motivating you to do something, to think about it, to put together a plan. It's your responsibility to protect you, your family, maybe cousins, whoever's in your mom and dad. Take on the responsibility, start planning. And yeah, if you guys have questions or comments, you can go to preppingacademy.com. That is preppingacademy.com. There's a contact. You can literally got listener mail. You can, different reasons you can contact me. Send me your questions. And matter of fact, we're getting ready to do a question and answer in like 2 weeks on the Prepping Academy where people have sent in questions and we're going to answer them. Patrick and I are going to answer them. So anyway, guys, God bless. I hope this was informative. We'll put the links in the description. And God bless. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Prepping Academy podcast. Preppers Unite at www.preppingacademy.com.
Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.